My friends, let's begin with an item from UrbanHollywood411.com. An emotional Megyn Kelly began her program Wednesday morning by reading a prepared apology for her comments the previous day defending blackface Halloween costumes. Quote, "I'm Megyn Kelly, and I want to begin with 2 words. I'm sorry." The Megyn Kelly Today host said as she fought back tears. You may have heard that yesterday we had a discussion here about political correctness and Halloween costumes. And that conversation turned to whether it's ever okay for a person of one race to dress up as another. A black person making their face lighter or a white person making theirs darker. I defended the idea. I've never been a PC kind of person, Megyn Kelly went on to say, but I do understand the value in being sensitive to our history, particularly on race and ethnicity. This past year has been so painful for so many people of color. The country feels divided, and I have no wish to add to that pain and offense, unquote. My friends, obviously Megyn Kelly is a pinhead. She is a nitwit, and as she says she's never been a PC person, she is bowing to PC. She was talking about white kids wearing Halloween costumes of black people and vice versa. And for that, she has to debase herself on a national platform and apologize, and I'm asking for what? What if you had, theoretical, what if you had a white kid wearing a LeBron James jersey? Does that kid need to apologize? What about the kid's parents who bought it for him? What about the store that sold it to him? What about a white kid, a black kid, wearing, I don't know, Hulk Hogan merchandise? Has that kid committed a transgression? Is that kid a racist? This is PC, but PC hyped up on steroids. It's bowing to fear. It's bowing to commercial pressure. I expected nothing more from Megyn Kelly. She was a dim bulb when she was on Fox News, and she's far dimmer now. Listen to me. This PC culture is rotting away. The social soul, if I can coin a phrase. Now we didn't say anything. Take any step. There and breathe, sneeze, cough. For want of offending people. Guys, loosen up. Relax yourselves. Relax the butt cheeks. Kids can't wear Pocahontas costumes on Halloween. I don't know what happened, but something happened. This is not the America I knew. It's the America of snowflakes, of left-wing Twinkies. It's a bizarre, convoluted America where everyone's a victim, everyone's a martyr, everyone takes offense at everything. It's disgusting. It's wrong. It's sick. And it's destructive. We need to stop. Megyn Kelly, get up off your knees. Unless you're applying for another job. You will not find PC in this radio show. I won't tolerate it. It's called Riell Truth for a reason. That said, I have multiple outrages and fiascos for you today, so stay tuned throughout the commercial break. We'll be right back.
Half of what the corporate stores charge if you're doing a loan. Come and see us at Grandpa's Pawn and Gun. If you love guns, if you love gold, come and see us. Check us out on the web, www.grandpaspawn.com or 303-772-7952. The Patriot Trading Group is a different kind of gold and silver company, cleaning up the industry for 21 years. Are you tired of the high-pressure sales tactics, the constant phone calls? Are you done with the bait and switch? You just want to be treated fairly with honesty and respect? That's exactly what you get when you call 800-951-0592. You have my word on it. I'm Joe Jaquin, CEO of the Patriot Trading Group. Check us out online at allamericangold.com.
All right, guys, by the way, in case I didn't mention, I'm Howard Riell. The show is called Riell Truth. Let's kick things off with a little Ann Coulter, because she's always PC, right? But let me stop right here. I read this also this morning. Soros, Clinton, Obama. Let me begin by saying that this kind of behavior is never acceptable. Let me add to that I understand why this person or these people chose those victims, but still, it's not acceptable. Please continue.
And then reported it, it's not true.
And by the way, my friends, who's to say that it was a right-wing person, a conservative, who sent these bombs? What the left does routinely all the time is they slander and insult the right. What better way to slander the right than to send these package bombs themselves and blame the right? I'm just thinking out loud is all.
Usually,
By the way, if you're going to go to my Facebook page, you will find a good, solid excerpt from her book, Demonic, talking about the mob. I just posted it yesterday. Riell Truth Radio on Facebook.
country from the left.
And believe me, when Nate Silver says something, you can count on it, because he was the one who said that Hillary Clinton is definitely going to be the next president. Correct. This is a ruse perpetrated by the Democrats. Are you stupid enough to vote for those very same Democrats? That's a yes or no question, my friends. Not that hard. We'll be right back.
And of his fullness we have all received, and grace for grace. For the law was given through Moses, but grace and truth came through Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus the Christ. No one has seen God at any time. The only begotten Son, who is in the bosom of the Father, he has declared him. The Gospel of John, chapter 1, verse 16.
We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty for ourselves and our posterity, to ordain and establish this Constitution
All right, guys, it seems like everyone's talking about the caravan. It seems like no one's showing up there with any weaponry, but the government assures us that they will handle the situation. I'm here to tell you these people are from the third world, which means no progress will be made until, unfortunately and tragically, blood is shed. Here's Newt Gingrich talking to Sean Hannity.
Joining us now, former Speaker of the House, author of the bestseller, Force America, talked about our nation's great comeback. That's So he wants to deal with them now, he wants to deal with them when they return back to the border. But under no circumstances should we accept that the city fellows don't agree and take over and have their equipment and the authority to keep these and national
My friends, we're hoping that these people who come here will love America, right? We expect that sooner or later they will come to love America, but why don't they love their own countries? Why don't they stay there and make their countries better? And if they don't love their native countries, how the hell are they ever going to love our country?
Fear is if they get to the border, that could be a potential outcome. That's not going to be good for the people. If we had the wall, Mr. Speaker, built, this wouldn't be an option for them. If we had the wall, there would be no risk of anybody getting hurt on either side.
Right, but remember, in the near future, the next few weeks, our policy should be to hope for the best, but plan for the worst. I think the worst case is pretty simple. The Mexicans end up, for their own political reasons, doing nothing. They decide that they expect Donald Trump to cave, and so they're just going to let, as many thousand people as want to enter the United States. What they haven't thought through is, what if he doesn't cave? What if he does call out the military? What if we do, in fact, create and effect a human wall and block people from entering the United States? Now the Mexicans are going to have what could be by then as much as 10 or 15,000 people, because the caravans keep growing.
Well, there was one report yesterday from a newspaper in Mexico that said it's already ballooned up to 14,000.
Right. So part of what I'm saying is, at that point, we have a real decision to make, and this is what Lincoln is saying over and over again.
Yeah.
If you're going to preserve the Union, you're going to do whatever it takes to preserve the Union. And he didn't say it happily. He didn't say it excitedly. Many of his key early speeches have this nostalgic sadness to them. We're bound together by the common cords of mystic memory. We have no reason to fight each other. And he's almost pleading, don't do this. Well, I would say the same thing here. This is the perfect crossroads to make the decision. Are we prepared to defend our sovereignty and to defend America? Or, in the end, can people bluff us, force us to cave, and guilt us into allowing them to invade our country?
And if we are prepared to defend America, well, that may mean shooting some people at the border as they rush into America. Yeah, it may mean shooting some people. Is America prepared to do that? I asked that question yesterday. How much does the rule of law mean to you? How important is America's right to decide who gets into our country to you? How important is it to keep terrorists out of our country to you? Well, I can speak for myself. That border doesn't get crossed illegally. And I would do anything to make sure it doesn't. And I mean anything.
Because we don't have the nerve to stop them.
All right, we got to take a break. I want you to weigh in when we get back on what the next 14 days are going to look like, what you think of Nate Silver's prediction, and much more. Former Speaker of the House, Newt Gingrich, is our guest.
By the way, you're hearing the name Nate Silver. He's a Democrat pollster who's got his head way up his ass. And like I said before, back during the last presidential election, he was absolutely certain that Donald Trump had no chance. So much for Nate Silver.
The former Speaker of the House, Newt Gingrich, is with us. We didn't have a very good year in 2016.
You see, folks, here it is. Newt Gingrich, Sean Hannity, they belong to this upper crust. They're good guys, don't get me wrong, and they're smart guys. But they see the Nate Silvers of the world at cocktail parties and at other functions. They rub elbows with Nate Silver, so they won't tell you that Nate Silver is a jackass. I'm free to speak the full, unadorned truth that Nate Silver is a jackass and that Hillary Clinton is a corrupt moron. I can say that because I'm not rubbing elbows with these people. I don't care about offending them.
The most recent survey indicates that, in fact, you have, in the very closely contested districts, I think this was an NBC survey, that they actually were within about 2 points on the generic ballot. Well, if that's in the contested districts. Now, we're losing the Democratic districts very badly. We're also not spending much money in them. We're not campaigning in them. We're not making our case. But in the swing seats that matter, we actually are basically tied on the generic ballot. And all I can tell you is, I look at the issues that are going to matter. There are two things happening. You see this a little bit with Stacey Abrams in Georgia, the candidate for governor, who explained today that she's opposed to free enterprise in healthcare because she hates making a profit, and you never do any good if you make a profit.
So let me ask the Democrats in my listening audience. First of all, you must have tuned into the show by mistake, but that's okay. I'm sure you'll make plenty of mistakes today. Socialism. A hatred of capitalism. Does that describe you? Is that what you want? Socialism, whether it's Cuba, Venezuela, any place else, doesn't work. It reduces the masses to poverty. Is that what you want? Well, if it is, I urge you to get smarter, fast.
And she is just very left-wing. Sinema, the Democrat in Arizona for the U.S. Senate, who refuses to apologize for urging Americans, saying it's okay for Americans to join the Taliban. What's happened in Minnesota now, where I think Keith Ellison may drag down the entire ticket except for Amy Klobuchar. They may lose the Senate seat, House seats, the governorship, because Keith Ellison is just so totally left-wing and unacceptable.
So Keith Ellison is brainlessly left-wing. He's anti-Semitic. He's a proud, defiant Muslim. And, at least it is alleged, he beats the crap out of the women in his life. So tell me, again, Democrats, you going to support people like that? And make no mistake about it, I'm not just talking about Ellison. Democrats across the board are alike. They think alike. They think monochromatically. That's what I was looking for. They think like an army marching in lockstep. So if you're voting for a Democrat, in effect, you're voting for Keith Ellison beating the crap, allegedly, out of his ex-girlfriends. Is that what you want? Are you ideologically together with Antifa, with Black Lives Matter? Do you want to do away with ICE and open our borders? Well, if you do, you need to be re-educated. Maybe go back to your schools and ask for a refund. Go to your parents and tell them they did a lousy job of educating you because you don't know your butt from a hole in the ground.
And so I keep looking around at these patterns. And I think what you're seeing is a remarkable moment where the whole, for example, we were talking 10 days ago, you and I were, that this is a race between jobs and mobs. Well, if you look at the pictures coming out of Mexico right now, you couldn't get a better picture of a mob.
It is jobs versus mobs. That is your decision in this election. Choose a side. And then know that whatever you choose, you're going to have to live with it. We'll be back. Yeah, what's up? It's okay, it happens.
Yeah, well, I'm getting better. It's just my year show. I'm learning all the shows I'm supposed to play.
All right. Not a problem, Jason. Thanks.
We hold this truth to be self-evident. Not all men are created equal, but they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights. That among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That to secure these rights, governments are instituted among them, deriving their just power from the consent of the government. This is the American News Network. American window tinting incorporated in practice applies insurance. Keep an eye on your child while shopping. Children to destroy or become lost. This poses an opportunity for a would-be abductor. Please make every effort to keep track at all times. If you have information regarding a lost child, call local authorities at once. This message is from American Window Tinting Incorporated. For reservations for commercial window tinting, call 303-263-4228. Anywhere is more noble, righteous, courageous, and the kindest things for our forces. These brave men and women and their families put the battle for our freedom every day. And the military care brings today with they are in our hearts and our prayers and our thoughts. This message is from the Associated that you 24 hours Walmart suits are on highway 287 on the air. They're on the air because they care. Some people think they can't afford to invest in gold and silver. But at the Patriot Trading Group, we believe that everyone should have the opportunity to own hard assets. That's why we created our Preferred Metals program. You can get started for as little as $100 a month. Go to lawfully.com and click on our Preferred Metals icon to learn how you can get started today. Or call us at 800-951-0592, the Patriot Trading Group, allamericangold.com.
My friends, the search, ongoing search, the eternal search for truth continues. Here's Pat Buchanan weighing in on the upcoming elections.
We're delighted to be joined by the sage of McLean.
And that is exactly what it is, my friends. It is a third world invasion of the West, of Europe, of the United States. It's an invasion, pure and simple. So do we repel the invaders, or do we grab our ankles?
Are we seeing this? I mean, I guess this one.
My friends, listen to what he's saying. The Democrats have no agenda. What do they want to do? They want to raise your taxes. Well, that's bad for you and your family. It's bad for the overall economy. They want to lower our borders so that third world trash will just stream into this country and bury us. They want to do away with ICE so you will have less protection against that third world trash and against gangs like MS-13. And no, they're not the only gang in America. They want this PC culture so you can't open your mouth without being afraid someone's going to take a swing at you. They want violence in the streets because they pay for it. They organize it. They want non-Americans voting in American elections. Is this what you stand for? And if so, what the hell happened to your head? Maybe it was in your childhood that you got so turned around bass-ackwards. But those are all positions held by people who despise America. Let me ask you a question. Do you despise America? Really?
What exactly, Raymond, is the Democratic Party's great agenda? What is their contract with America? What are they going to do or pretend they're going to do, since the only house they can get, I believe, is the one House of Representatives?
It's simple. I can answer that question. Here's what the Democrats want to do. They want to turn America into a third world poverty-stricken nation. They want us to be the third world. They want us to be Venezuela or Haiti. That's what the Democrats want.
It's their agenda. They don't have one. The big issue in this campaign is Trump.
No, that's only him. I mean, this he is the centerpiece. And now you're seeing some posters then, like President Hillary Clinton, and that the Republicans keep out. Hold on to it here. If that doesn't happen, the Democrats taking the House,
I want you folks to remember right here, right now, what I've been saying for the past couple of weeks. The Republicans hold the House. And I want you to keep me to that, okay? If the Republicans should lose the House, I want you to call into the show and tell me I'm a jerk. Problem is, I'm not a jerk. The Republicans will keep the House and gain seats in the Senate.
what's a year look like for Trump?
I'm sure it didn't help.
So we've been talking for several years about a do-nothing Congress. Well, now we got a Congress with a razor-thin majority that is able to do things. If you vote Democrat, and the House does go Democrat, then we're back to a do-nothing Congress. No progress will be made, nothing will be fixed, nothing will be added, nothing will get better. So again, it comes down to whether or not you hate this country. If you do, if you despise America and Americans, then by all means go ahead and vote Democrat. But if you love this country, you want to make it great again. That's what you want, right? For yourself, for your families, your children, then vote Republican. We'll take a break and we'll be back with more Real Truth.
Serving Longmont and the Front Range of Colorado since 1994. We specialize in guns and currently have over 400 guns for sale. We also buy, sell, pawn, and trade for gold, silver, musical instruments, knives, archery equipment, squads, side-by-side, coins, and a lot more. We buy gun collections and do appraisals, which is smart for insurance purposes should a claim arise. We are, according to ATF, Colorado's second highest volume gun dealer, and because we have a lot lower overhead than the big box stores, we can beat the big box stores by as much as $100 per gun. And we have the lowest interest rates in northern Colorado, half of what the corporate stores charge when you're doing a loan. Come and see us at Grandpa's Pawn and Gun. If you love guns and you love gold, come and see us. Check us out on the web, www.grandpaspawn.com or 303-772-7952.
Higher rates, lower rates, negative rates, bail in, bail out, and so much more. You know about gold and silver. At the Patriot Trading Group, we're a different kind of company. We have no commission salespeople, no boiler room sales calls, no high-priced bullshit. We believe in treating you with honesty and respect and delivering you the best product at the best price. Buying or selling, call us at 800-951-0592 or go to our website at allamericangold.com. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, to ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America.
My friends, welcome back to Riell Truth. By the way, you're going to go to my page, my webpage, howardriell.com. Sniff around, take a look, let me know what you think. Also, you can find my book, Riell Truth, Stay Angry, at virtualbookworm.com, amazon.com, barnesandnoble.com, just about anything.com. Riell Truth, Stay Angry. Here's Ted Cruz a couple of nights ago in Houston at that massive rally they had. He's about to introduce the president, but first he's going to talk to the troops. Here we go. That's what it devolves down to, my friends. Jobs versus mobs. It couldn't get any simpler. Which side are you on?
That we're hammering the state of Texas. Beto O'Rourke supports higher regulations, hammering oil and gas, hammering the state of Texas. In fact, Beto O'Rourke voted in favor of a $10 a barrel tax on every barrel of oil produced in the state of Texas.
Thank you, President Trump. 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 All of those are being delivered upon, and once again, thank you, President Trump. Thank you, President Trump. My friends, this goes on. I'm going to put this up on my Facebook page. It's a great speech. It's not that long. You've heard most of it. But Ted Cruz touches on all the important points, and he makes it clear that you have to despise the United States of America in order to vote Democrat.
Now, this is the testimony of John, the recently vice president that asked him, "Who are you?" He confessed and did not deny, but confessed, "I am not the Messiah." And they asked him, "What then? Are you Elijah?" He said, "I am not." "Are you the prophet?" And he answered, "No." The Gospel of John, chapter 1, verse 19 through 21.
A corporate lawyer for a company that ran a telemarketing scheme.
Article 4. The right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrant shall be issued but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the places to be searched and the or things to be seen.
Chaplain Collins LLC salutes our emergency first responders for their professionalism, commitment, and grace. They're willing to put their lives on the line for us to fill their no thanks. So let's all take the time to thank our first responders for all they do for us. Also thanking our veterans for the sacrifice they made for our freedom. This message is from Chaplain Collins LLC, with 10 locations in Denver and Fort Collins, serving the community for over 13 years. Visit them online at chaplaincollins.com. For the concrete services and my sisters, the men of our military dedicate themselves to serving our country. Their commitment and courage to keep our country safe and strong. Let us honor those who have lost their lives in the line of duty. Looking to this spirit today. This reminder from Total Concrete Services, 2462 Hilltop Road in Honolulu. Proud to serve the entire area and to work on behalf of our future. For more information information, call 970-53-4780.
Item from the Wall Street Journal. Every Sunday, parents in this working-class neighborhood of Pantin, France, just north of Paris, bring their children to a small school operated by the local mosque. Half of the 3-hour lesson is devoted to learning Arabic, the other half to learning the Quran. Now, President Emmanuel Macron's government is considering giving parents a secular alternative to that intertwining of Arabic and Islam by prodding more of France's public schools to offer children as young as age 6 Arabic lessons without religious content. Stop. My friends, apparently kids in, not just kids, but the politicians in Paris have been doing a lot of stretching exercises because they're getting better and better at reaching down and grabbing their ankles. Instead of ejecting the Muslims from France, they're learning to speak their language, which says to me they have no intention of ever ejecting them, which says to me France will be an Islamic state in a couple of decades. Item from InfoWars. A Democratic candidate for West Virginia House of Delegates was an active leader in pagan witchcraft, the Daily Caller News Foundation has learned. Lissa Lucas rose through the ranks of a Wiccan cult to its 3rd level, the highest stage for most Wiccan cults, and instructed lower-level Wiccans in occult practices, the investigation found. Unquote. My friends, this is really not a surprising item. All the whackballs, all the wingnuts, all the weirdos, they find their way to the Democratic Party. As certainly as the sun finds its way to the west in the evening. Item from Breitbart. Millions of taxpayers' dollars trafficked through food stamp fraud into terrorists who funded their activities at home and abroad, according to an explosive report from the Government Accountability Institute. The report, benefit fraud, where Breitbart senior editor-at-large Peter Schweitzer serves as president for the GAI, highlighted several instances where money obtained through Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, SNAP, went to fund acts of terrorism, including the 1993 World Trade Center bombings and the 2013 Boston Marathon bombing. Unquote. My friends, your tax dollars at work. Item from the Daily Caller. New York Democratic Governor Andrew Cuomo defended a move that allows felons to vote again once they serve their time during a debate with Republican challenger Mark Molinaro. The concern raised by host WCBS News Radio 880 reporter Rich Lem was that many of those felons have been convicted of sex offenses and a large number of polling places are in schools. My friends, Andrew Cuomo is the prototypical Democrat, and he's appealing to a substantial part of his base. Child molesters. No one defends child molesters except Democrats and the ACLU, which is part of the Democrat Party. Now, if you're a normal person, you don't want convicted child molesters within 1,000 miles of children. But Andrew Cuomo, I guess he doesn't feel America was ever that great. And so what's the difference if more kids, God forbid, get raped by weirdos? That's the Democratic Party. That's what you are voting for if you vote for any Democrat anywhere on any ballot. Folks, if you're listening to the show, you're almost certainly smart enough not to make such a stupid choice. Vote Republican. Exclusively, only, from here on in. And we just might, maybe, perhaps, possibly, save this great country of ours. I'll be back tomorrow. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Stay angry.